Did you know pay raises are decided before you even step into the room? Employees do not understand why they are refused when asking for a pay raise. They get offended, angry, bitter. They go into an emotional down spiral that negatively affects their motivation, effectiveness, and efficiency. It's destructive to both them and the employer, and it could all be avoided if they only knew and understood how decisions regarding pay raises are being made, which is exactly what this new series is going to teach you. We call it the Pay Raise Inconvenient Truth Bombs deck. Now, to be clear, the truth is no one can guarantee you a pay raise even when you do everything right. Unfortunately, life, work included, does not come with any warranty. The only assurance you have is that if you don't know and understand how things look from your employer's point of view, as represented by your boss, you are guaranteed not to get that coveted pay raise you're after, ever. Why your employer's point of view and not yours? Because you're not the one shelling out the money. He or she who pays the money calls the shots, which is fair and how it should be. The same will apply to you if and when you start your own business and hire employees. Until you do that, I'm here to tell you the inconvenient truth about how to get a pay raise that you absolutely don't want to hear, but absolutely need to. Actually, it's not just one inconvenient truth, but 7, the first of which we'll cover in this video and do a deep dive on, as we always do. This first inconvenient truth bomb that I'm going to drop on you is one that is sure to surprise you, and what it implies will probably upset you, but hey, we don't call them inconvenient truth bombs for nothing. And at the end of this video, there are 3 crucial takeaways that go against what most experts and coaches say about how to get a pay raise. So stick around, it'll be worth your time. Hi, I'm the Boss Problem Buster, founder of the Pay Raise Commando. We train passed-over corporate professionals like you to get that pay raise or promotion you deserve so that you can finally kill your Monday blues and bring your inner joy back, which is the best part about my job and the goal of this channel. Kill your Monday blues and bring your inner joy back. Okay, there are 7 very inconvenient truth bombs that I'm going to drop on you, and you're not going to like any of them, but you really must know and understand them so that you can finally figure out why you fall short with your pay raise aspirations, or salary raise, or wage raise, whatever you call it in your part of the world. So let's get to it. Inconvenient truth bomb number 1 about how to get a pay raise is: pay raises are decided before you even step into your boss's room to ask for one. Isn't it incredible and totally counterintuitive? Indeed, here lies the key to a lot of your frustration regarding failing to get a pay raise, even when implementing, and very meticulously so, all the hacks and tricks you found online. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure some of them are excellent. The problem is they focus on the in-the-room ask, but 9 out of 10, that is not how the decision is made. If you think you can maneuver your boss into giving you a pay raise he or she does not think you deserve, just because you've learned the right things to say in the correct order and with a high self-esteem attitude to boot, you have another thing coming. This whole focus on the in-the-room salary negotiation talk with your boss misses on the myriad of crucial factors that come into play in the decision-making of whether you're granted or refused the pay raise you ask for. I'll go into each and every of those factors in another inconvenient truth bomb video in this deck. The point of this inconvenient truth bomb video, however, is twofold. Once you can truly take both in, you can finally start turning things around from monetary failure to monetary success. The first point is to absolve you from the mental and emotional self-flagellation you have probably experienced after failing to get the pay raise you wanted, even though you've meticulously implemented said hacks and tricks. Now, if you've been following me, you know I do not absolve frequently or frivolously. On the contrary, I'm very big on assuming personal responsibility in regard to everything you do and do not do and the consequences that follow. So when I tell you this one is not your fault, trust me, it isn't. The second point of this inconvenient truth bomb is to make you aware of the inherent core problem with the practice of focusing on the in-the-room talk with your boss, that is the ask. And the problem is pay raises are not decided in the room but before. So putting all your eggs in the hacks and tricks basket for the in-the-room ask is investing your time and effort in the wrong place and at the wrong time. No wonder you have failed. And if you keep on focusing there, you're destined to keep on failing forevermore. Indeed, pay raises are not decided according to how skillful you are in presenting your case or in negotiating it per se. Of course, those skills are very important and can absolutely up your game in many workplace situations, and other situations in life as a whole. So they are worth mastering, but if the first time you apply them at all or in full or with extra preparation, so if the first time you apply them is in the room at the time of the ask, it's too late. Those hacks and tricks regarding the ask itself are utterly useless when taught and executed as a standalone practice. They are only relevant and practical as last step tactics. They are the culmination, not the starting gambit. All of the main work to prove you're worthy of that pay raise should have been done beforehand, weeks and months and years prior. See, I told you wouldn't like it. Let me stress this even further. If you walk into that room, your boss's office, to ask for a salary raise, and this A comes as a surprise to your boss, B, your boss is not fully aware of your contribution that merits this ask, C, your boss is not of the opinion that you are needed, D, your boss is not of the opinion that you are needed to the point of fearing being regarded, in their boss's mind, as an incompetent idiot if they lose you, E, your boss is not just afraid of losing you, but all the more so to lose you over some measly sum of dollars, or whatever your currency is, F, and by measly, I do not mean that you had asked for a small sum, but that it should have been perceived as small in comparison to potentially losing your unique contribution should you be refused, thus pushing you to resign and move your valued contribution elsewhere, maybe even to the nemesis competitor of your current employer. So if you walk into that room, your boss's office, to ask for a salary raise, and all the above is true, or even some of it, then you have not done any of what you should have done in all those prior weeks, months, and years, and your chances of getting a pay raise are very slim to none. In the very best, in such a case, you might be getting some peanuts thrown at you to keep you quiet, and I'll address that in another inconvenient truth later in this deck. Look, you must be honest with yourself. Do you really think that if all of the above is true, your boss is going to miraculously sign a check just because of some hacks and tricks you pulled out of your sleeve? Of course not. Thus, when your pay raise has been denied after focusing only on the ask itself, you can blame the experts and coaches who sold you this misguided focus, not your boss nor your company. Furthermore, if you were diligent and thorough and consistent with doing all you should have done before ever stepping into that room, then your boss should have already been expecting you for some time even, wondering when you will make your move for the ask. And this is because when you are a true MVP, most valuable player, note I stress true MVP, i.e. not just in your mom's opinion, but a factual, provable MVP by the metrics that your employer considers most, then your employer won't let you go so easily. On the contrary, they will fight to keep you, meaning they will be willing to go a long way to give you what you want. They would consider this, your pay raise, as the price of doing business. So they will appease you as an MVP into a prolonged industrial peace within the company. This is especially true in competitive industry, which are the only ones we speak of anyway. Surely you can see now why I say a pay raise is granted or refused before you even step into the room. Indeed, when you do everything right beforehand, your pay raise is ripe for the picking. No hacks or tricks needed. Moreover, in such a case, those hacks and tricks may even be not merely superfluous, but downright tacky. The only place hacks and tricks may come in handy is the potential salary negotiation that ensues if your boss, acting as a representative of your employer, decides to play hardball, thus making you sweat a bit over a period of some days or weeks as the two of you go back and forth on the exact sum of your salary raise and or other benefits. But even then, those hacks and tricks will account for maybe 5, 10, 20% tops of your success, whereas doing the needed work weeks, months, years beforehand, as we suggest, will ensure 95, 90, or 80% at the lowest of your success, respectively. This real work beforehand is what this channel will teach you. The non-hacky, non-tricky focus, but instead the sustainable, long-term, needed work beforehand. So the thing nobody else is teaching you. And we do this completely different focus to everybody else's because this is the only pragmatic and realistic focus that time and time again, without fail, dramatically ups your chances to actually get that pay raise. So if you'd like me to keep uploading this type of content, even if you don't always have time to watch it all the way through, then subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, you know it's all doomed, right? I'm at the mercy of the algorithm, and the algorithm goes by what you say, so you know what to do, if you want to, which I hope you do. Okay, where were we? The comparison between our approach and others. So, the in the room hack-e and trick E, focus of others versus our long-term establishment of your worth to make you organically considered eligible for a pay raise. Together with our non-hack E, non-trick E, beforehand focus. It's like the difference between learning some pickup lines to hit on the ladies, which will work sometimes but mostly not. They will get you rejected 95% of the time versus what we offer at the Pay Raise Commando, which will get you at the very least engaged, not to be married, but in a conversation, which is what you wanted. So, for the sake of this example, were we to train you for dating, we at the Pay Raise Commando would be, instead of teaching you kick-ass pickup lines, we would be developing your character, attitudes, and behaviors as a man and as a person, and giving you the tools for career success, which all put together makes you irresistible to the ladies with no need for tacky pickup lines that most of them hate anyway. See the difference there? So to sum up this inconvenient truth bomb number 1, there are 3 crucial takeaways here, as promised in the beginning of the video, and these will hopefully change your outlook on how to get a pay raise. 1. Pay raises are decided before you even step into the room. 2. It's a marathon, not a sprint. 3. It's about strategy. Much more than, it's about tactics. So the choice is now yours. You can either hop on to any of those very clever, in the room with your boss, hacks and tricks kind of channels. It's so much easier to get your clicks when they feed you what you want to hear. But you can't really rely on what they teach you as a surefire practice. Indeed, they will gladly supply you with all the top-notch pickup lines for a great pay raise ask. For some more artistically than others, maybe even with props like Excel sheets and briefcases and whatnot. On top of the mandatory fiery passion in your eyes. And all that incredible orchestration will knock your boss's socks off, and that alone will miraculously make him or her sign the check, your check, just because of your astute phrasing, masterful technique, and self-esteem theatrics. So you can go that way, totally your prerogative, and if this is your choice, farewell and thanks for stopping by. No hard feelings. Do give us a thumbs up on your way out. Thanks. So all that's a sprint. Or you can start training with us, my team and I, the Pay Raise Commando, for free right here on this channel, Boss Problem Buster, for the marathon that real monetary workplace success is. So a marathon with us, a sprint with others, your choice. We will do many deep dives into your branding, which is not necessarily what you think. Plus, in our method, introverts can play the game too. We will also deep dive into your office politics that you probably hate, but hopefully we can give you a different slant on it. And finally, we will be redefining what top performance really means. Also not what you think. So there's a lot of work to be done, but don't worry, it's all doable, and I will personally be here for you, guiding you step by step until you succeed. So join me on the next video in this Pay Raise Inconvenient Truth Bomb deck, where I escalate the degree of truth in the truth bombs I'm going to drop on you to the point of you maybe not liking me so much, which will be counterproductive to the subscribe and thumbs up I want from you. Well, what can I say? I'm the Simon Cowell of the workplace, telling you the truth without any pandering. Or rather, maybe he's the boss problem buster of show business. Yeah, probably that way around. Makes sense. But for now, go back to work. You know I can't get you that pay raise you want if you don't actually, at minimum, do the job.